Hey y'all, it's travel time, chit chat with Tamara time. Hey, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, this is my series called Travel Time Chit Chat. It's when I start recording when I'm traveling, doing something, usually running errands. Today I'm actually heading home from Vermont, and I live in northern New York. And I am in an area in the Adirondacks, and cell service, zero zip. So I was listening to a YouTube. Actually, I had a book on tape. I just got finished. Then I listened to a YouTube, and my YouTube froze because I lost my signal. And I thought, what am I going to listen to? What am I going to do? And I said, I will do a travel time chit chat. So this is what I do when I have no service to listen to the radio or YouTube. Actually, I guess I can listen to the radio, but there's not really anything good to listen to right now. So I wanted to check in with you guys. It's been a few months since I've done one of these, and I apologize how I mean, I probably don't look that bad to you, but for me, I'm like in my traveling attire, and I'm in my traveling, like last couple of days it has been raining. Yesterday, so I'll give you a little history of what happened this weekend. Is my daughter, who lives in Vermont, had a garage sale or a yard sale. She doesn't have a garage, so she had a yard sale. Hold on, I'm gonna fix this. Isn't it? I'm always dealing with my my camera. It's always slipping. So she called me a couple weeks ago, and she said, "Hey, I'm having a garage sale. Do you want to come over and help me with it? It's a town-wide sale." And they were going to set up and sell some stuff. They have a pretty large front porch, so they were going to put some stuff on the porch. And I said, I guess a couple folding tables, let me bring them over. And my sister-in-law and my brother lived close by, and they had a tent that they could borrow. And then actually at Easter time, I bought my daughter a tent for camping, a screen house. So we put that up, and we moved actually pretty much everything to the front yard, which worked out really, really well, except it was raining. It has rained all day Friday when we were getting together. Well, I should say all day. It was like off and on Friday. And then Saturday morning, woke up. When I went to bed Friday night, it said it wasn't going to rain until 5 p.m. on Saturday. And I thought, okay, we can handle that. No, it was raining when we got up, and it rained all day long. Now, it wasn't like a hard downpour. Sometimes it was just like that misty mist. Other times it was just like a light sprinkle. I don't think it ever really had like, it was never like a downpour, but it was just a constant wetness. And thankfully her boyfriend, her partner, she calls him, her partner, he kind of watched the garage sale or yard sale while we took off and went yard sailing. So my sister-in-law was there. My sister, who also lives in Vermont, she came over with my niece, and we all went garage sailing. And I was so excited. I found some really good deals. There was a church sale, which I didn't know it was a church sale until actually after I had paid for my stuff. And then she said something to somebody else about this is a fundraiser for the church. And I'm like, oh, I had no idea. So there was a church next door, but I didn't know that the house was affiliated with the church. There was a house with a really, really big wraparound porch. They're all really old houses. So can you imagine those communities where they're the old houses and they have the old, those really nice, beautiful front porches? That's like where my daughter lives. It's really gorgeous. So I picked up, what was the first thing I love studio art, pottery, and if I can see that at a garage sale, I grab it. So I picked up this really nice studio art, or art studio. Is it studio art or art studio? I don't know. It's a pottery, it's a mug, and it has Vermont on the front of it, some design, but it's really nice. I always pick them up. How do they feel when you hold them? What's the lip like? Is it a really thick lip? Because I don't like drinking out of a thick lip because it dribbles, and I would prefer a thinner lip. So I always like hold it and see if I like it. And I've been selling those. They don't go for huge amounts of money, but it's just something I enjoy selling. And that's one of the things when it comes to reselling that I really like is, what do I enjoy selling? And even if it doesn't bring me large amounts of money, it's kind of like that bread and butter in my store that give me joy finding and give me joy selling. Then I can sell things that I could care less, like, I sold a Garmin GPS unit the other day. Things that they're not fun. It's not fun selling a Garmin GPS, but the rate of return of my investment on those is usually better than the mugs are. But most of the time I pick up the mugs for under $1 anyhow. And I can get anywhere between $15 and $25 for a mug. Okay, so I ended up picking up this mug, and then I started walking, and there was all these clothes, and I think it was my sister-in-law. She comes up to me and she goes, "See that guy over there?" And we'd seen him at the garage sale before this one, and I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "He's a reseller." And I'm like, "He is?" She goes, "Yes, he's a reseller." How she knows, I don't know, but I'm like, okay. So there was big bags of clothes, and he was going through them, and I stopped, and I'm like, okay, I should see what there is, because I saw him pull up a t-shirt, and I thought, okay, there could be some nice vintage clothes in here. And then my daughter was right to the right of me. It was really crowded on the porch, and she says, "Look at this. Do you think Scott would like this?" So we have terminology when we're shopping. Michelle and Scott are my two cousins. Unfortunately, Scott is deceased. He died at 15, but his sister Michelle is still alive, and they're my cousins. So when we go garage sailing, if it's something that would be for a couple or a household, then my family or even myself or whatever would say, "Oh, do you think Scott and Michelle would like this?" Or, "Oh, I think this is on Scott and Michelle's list of something to pick up." That means it's for eBay. And so if it's a woman's dress, they might say, "Oh, Michelle would like this," or, "Hey, I'm picking this up for Michelle." Or if it's more manly hunting stuff, tools or whatever, I would say something about, "This is for Scott." So my daughter goes, "Hey, I think Scott would like this." And I'm like, "Oh, what is it?" And she goes, "Oh, it's I think it was a Patagonia shirt. Maybe Patagonia shirt? I can't remember." So I went over and I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty good. That's how much is it?" Well, nothing had prices on it. And I said, "Well, hang on to it," because I had heard I heard her tell somebody else how much something was, and it seemed like really affordable. So I said, "Okay, let's just grab everything, and then maybe we can just do one big bulk thing." And as I'm looking, I see a CB jacket. If you're not my age and in your 50s, you probably don't even know what a CB jacket is. But in the 80s, they were really popular. They were usually like a solid color, and then they would have one stripe going all the way across, like the chest area of another color, and it would say CB right here. So I think I maybe had a blue, like a navy blue, and I had a green stripe, maybe, I can't remember. But I had gotten that jacket when I was a kid. It got stolen out of my locker. I knew who stole it too. Penny, you stole my jacket. I remember being so upset because my parents had, saved money or whatever. We didn't have a lot of money growing up, and I remember being so sad because my parents had saved to get that for me. But so I grabbed that CB jacket, and then my sister says, "Hey, Tamara," and I'm like, "What?" She goes, "Come here for a minute." I think it was my sister or my sister-in-law, one of them, says, "Come here for a minute." And I'm like, "Okay." So I grabbed the CB jacket, and I'd already looked at those clothes that were hanging up pretty quickly, and went over to see, and she goes, "Look at these toys." It was a box full of the vintage Fisher Price Little People. It was the cars, the couches, all this stuff, and then there was also some of the more recent Little People in it. And I had just picked up at another garage sale, I think I paid $2. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was $2 for a large box full of the recent Fisher Price stuff, but it also came with two of the buildings. I think there was a farm and there was like a house or something for $2. So she knew I was interested in the Fisher Price type of toys. So look at this keeps falling. It's really annoying me. So she knew that I was interested in that. So I went over and I'm like, oh yeah, I want that. So I took the CB jacket and I put it on top of it. I kind of put the CB jacket so you couldn't tell it was a CB jacket because I didn't want that reseller to see what I was grabbing. And, you know, because every now and then you'd have to put something down to look at something else. And I was like, don't you take my stuff. So I grabbed that box of toys. It was a pretty big box. I grabbed the CB jacket, the Patagonia shirt. I grabbed a puzzle for myself. The mug. What else did I grab? There was something else. Maybe was it that North Face shirt I got there? There was something else. And I went over and I had said, how much do you want for this? And she goes, $10? And she literally had just said $10 to the people in front of me. Actually, it was my niece was buying a bunch of stuff, and she said $10 to her, $10 to me. And then this guy comes up. He goes, how much do you want for all this? She goes, $10? I said, that's her favorite number. So they also had a garage, and so I paid her the $10, went into the back to look at the garage to see what was back there, and they had I'm pretty sure it's like an army rucksack it's on a frame. It's almost like one of those hiking backpack with the frame, but it's a little bit smaller. It's actually, I think, right here, a little bit smaller, and I grabbed that, and then I picked up a couple more clothing pieces. I think it was Tommy Hilfiger's bathing shorts for my husband. What else? My daughter had found a couple t-shirts for her that she saw. Grabbed those. So then I went out to the front. I'm like, I found a few more things. How much do you want for, you know, the few clothes and this thing? And I had it on my shoulder. And she's like, $10? No, I said, no, actually, she had just said $10 to somebody. And I said, I knew you were going to say $10 because you've been saying $10 to everybody. And she laughed. And I said, well, how much do you want for this stuff? And I was about ready to say $10. And she goes, how about $5? And I'm like, $5 sounds great. So I got that nice army backpack. And actually, I say nice. It looks like it has all the buttons and snaps and straps and all that, but it is a little dirty. So I'll probably bring it out on my back deck and on a nice day, just kind of wash it with a brush and spray it and all that kind of stuff. Then just let it dry. So it just looks like it just was a little soiled from wherever it came from. I don't know. But so I got that. And then I did get another big backpack, one of those hiking backpacks. I think the brand was named Coyote. And I saw that one at a garage sale, and I flipped those for pretty good money. And this one looked like, again, it was in really good condition. So I asked the lady how much she wanted, and she said $10. I said, okay. I said, hold on, I got to go text somebody and see if they want it. So I went over kind of to the corner of the yard and pulled up my eBay app and looked it up. Maybe pretend I was texting somebody and looked it up and looked at solds. And then I'm like, okay, yep, I think it was selling between like 50 and 60. And so I went back and I'm like, yep, they said they wanted it. So I gave her $10 and took the backpack. What else did I get that was a really good deal? I got some books. I like to buy sets of books. Children's books, adult books, doesn't matter if I can get a whole set, and especially if it's a box set. And I did pay $5 for a kid's box set. Come to find out, it only sells for $10. I didn't look it up. It only sells for $10 with free shipping. So I'm like, that's a blah blah. Right? That's not a good one. Let's see, what else did I get that I could mention to you guys? Can't think of anything else right now that was, I wanted to turn right there. All right, I'm taking the longer way because I got distracted talking to you and thinking about you. That was a little shortcut dirt road area I could have cut through. All right, so let's see. That's it for garage selling. My daughter made $180. Actually, I say that's it, but let me just wrap it up. $180, and it took like all day Friday. We were sorting stuff and pricing it and cleaning it and setting up the tables and the tents and all that. And at the end of the sale, I'm like, are you happy with $180? I mean, it was miserable weather. I said, do you think it was worth it? And they both thought, they were both very happy with $180 and thought it was worth the work and all that. So I said, okay, that's good. They sold a lot of stuff. But so my daughter's like, she likes when I can go over and help because, you know, she's like, you're the garage sale queen. You know how much things go for. And a lot of the times I do. Even if they're not things I buy, they're things I see. So I know that, oh, if I see, you know, a mug, I think 50 cents is a good price for a mug. You know, sometimes even a quarter. If I see, you know, even though I might not pick up certain things, I just kind of have that knowledge of what things go for: t-shirts, pants, jeans, all that kind of stuff. So I helped her with the pricing, and so she said, yeah, she thought it was worth it. And I said, well, you did take a whole day off to get ready for it, and all that. I said, but definitely, you know, in the future, you could really just do this in the evening after work. Just take a tote and go through it. And I don't remember how many totes we put out. It wasn't a huge garage sale. Like I said, just like one of those, you know, small tents. She had 2 of those, and then she had a porch. But the porch, as she sold stuff, they took the stuff off the porch and they put it under the tent, because he found, her partner found that the things that were on the front lawn in the tent sold better than the things that were on the porch. I think some people just didn't want to go on the porch to look.
2 miles to State Route 458.
Okay. I know, I've been bitching about this stupid phone holder. I don't know why my phone just keeps falling and falling and falling, and I keep tightening it, but it doesn't seem to want to keep the tightness anymore. So what else is going on with me? For those who do know or don't know, I mentioned I live in New York, northern New York, up near Canada, leaving Vermont, what is today's date? 23rd of June. We are under a severe weather watch, which it is almost noon, and I wanted to be home by noon, so I'm a little later than I planned. Severe weather watch, or warning, I should say, because they expect tornadoes. We don't get tornadoes in New England, but there is a high probability. I think it's a 10% chance of a tornado, which this year I've been watching a YouTuber called Max Velocity, and he talks, you know, he shows tornadoes. He has storm chasers on his channel, and I think I've been really addicted to watching him and watching these storms and just getting all this knowledge and terminology about storms and weather and stuff. It's been, I don't know, I've just been enjoying it. But anyway, he was saying it's been 6 years, I guess, since we've had a tornado warning like this in this area. I think once.
In half of a mile, slight right turn onto.
All right, sorry, my GPS is talking. I should just turn her off because I know where I'm at. It's just going through the Adirondack Mountains. I'm like, let me delete this. Yes, delete it. Going through the Adirondack Mountains, I don't do them that often, and I can get to a specific area like Keene, New York, but Keene, New York over to Vergennes is where I was, which, by the way, Vergennes is the smallest city in the United States, happens to be in Vermont. I went, you have to go up through the Adirondack Mountains, and they're twisty and turny, and here's where the shortcut would have came out. Right here, where I would have come out, would have cut a few minutes off my travel time. So I wanted to get home for these storms. Number one, so I can watch them on YouTube, Max Velocity, and 2, because it's a safer area where I'm living right now. I think we're calling for maybe some strong winds, and there's a possibility of a tornado here, but it's a very low possibility. I think I'm either in the 2 or the 5% chance versus the 10% chance that's in Vermont, New Hampshire, and northern Massachusetts, and like western Massachusetts. They're saying at Loudon there's a NASCAR race today, and there's a high risk around 3-4 p.m. today of a tornado in that area. So I don't know if that's going to happen. So I'm trying to get home because of that, but it's kind of exciting. I don't know. I'm like, I get excited watching the weather, storm chasers. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's exciting, but then it's kind of like, somebody just may have lost their house or lost their life, or, you know, like they're just being disrupted with, even if they just had a tree fall on their car, right? I mean, it's still something that it's a negative thing that people have to deal with. And so it's kind of like that rubberneck syndrome when you go by a car accident. Like, you're like, oh, a car accident, look at all the fire trucks and the police cars and the ambulance, and you turn and you look, or a house fire, right? You see it and you're like, oh my gosh. It's like, it's kind of exciting to see, but then you're like, oh, somebody's life just changed. And that kind of bothers me, but I still like watching it. I love watching the weather and the videos that these people have caught. It's just been insane. So there's like Storm Runner Media. What's that other guy's name? Brandon Coptic, Connor Croft. They all have YouTube channels. But what I like about Max is he's able to stream some of those. He has agreements with them where he can stream their live channel on his channel. So I like watching him because I get to watch their channel and get Max's like inputs about storms. And so let's say, for instance, Connor Croft is in Kansas, and there's a storm that pops up in Oklahoma, right? So Max will show you the storm in Oklahoma, and he'll show you the storm in Kansas, where Brandon, or whoever I just said, Connor, he's just going to show you the storm in Oklahoma because that's where he's got his camera and that's where he's at, and you know, he's hoping he's going to be the one who's going to capture the video for the tornado. So that's why I like watching Max. So I'm excited to get home and actually put him on the TV and watch him this afternoon into the evening, and hope that if a tornado lands, I'm always excited to see the tornado, but then I hope that it lands in, you know, a big field or something like that, and it's not going through houses. There was one time I was watching it, and a tornado had hit. A storm chaser, of course, they're usually not like in the tornado, they're on the outskirts, but they'll chase the tornado. So as the tornado goes, let's, you know, say it's heading east, as it goes east, they'll get on a road that goes behind it or parallels it or something like that. And one day, well, more than one day, but in this specific instance, there was a storm chaser, who was chasing behind the storm and happened to come upon the path that the tornado went through, and it had completely demolished a mobile home, and 4 people came out from the mobile home rubble live on the air of this YouTuber, and there was a mom, a dad, and their 2 younger kids. And the mother was carrying one child, and the father, I don't remember if the father was carrying the other one or if the child was walking on his side. Because I think that the second child didn't get hurt at all. The first child, I think he may have been 4 or 5. I don't remember exactly the age, but he wasn't very big. And he had a head injury, and they had something on his head. Actually, I think his mother was taking off her coat or taking off something and putting it on the kid's head as they were running to the storm chaser. And so we got to listen to the storm chaser calling 911, and of course the 911 person was getting kind of angry because she couldn't hear the guy talking, because the parents in the back were, you know, trying to calm the kids down, but they were also like so amped up because they just went through a tornado. And come to find out, the mom, I think, had a broken arm, and the father had a broken leg or foot, or something was broken on the father, but it was like a leg. And then the son had a severe head injury, but ended up being fine after they got to the hospital and stuff. But we got to watch them drive to the hospital and just listen to them. And I think they may have known. I'm pretty sure they knew that they were being recorded, but at the time you don't care. You want to get your kid to care. As soon as they pulled into the hospital, they shut off the live stream and stuff, so they didn't show any more of that. But this, it's just live and real, and I just really enjoy watching that. Anybody else into the weather? I really enjoy it. All right, so let me just tell you what I'm doing this week. I have found, so first of all, my husband and I took a long vacation, and we went cross country, which is how I found this Max Velocity channel. The tornadoes have been just crazy this year, and it seemed like everywhere we went, they were under severe weather warnings with a possibility of tornadoes. And when we were in Springfield, Missouri, there was a tornado warning. We literally heard the sirens go off. The tornado actually was 2 miles down the road from us. But it was just like the rain. Never have experienced rain like that. It was just, it wasn't even drops. They were like buckets coming down. It was just crazy amounts of water. A lot of flooding warnings that were going out and stuff. But wow, it was crazy. So we're like, yeah. So all the way home, though, there was tornadoes going from Texas all the way up to the Dakotas, into Illinois, Indiana, like all over. And we watched Max every morning to figure out how to get home, because a lot of people in the RV community, they were like, because I said, how do you guys plan a trip around all these tornadoes? And they're like, oh, we just, if we're going to go camping somewhere, we just kind of watch the weather, like the local weather. I'm like, well, I don't know who the local channels are to watch all along the way. And we don't have television. All I got was my phone. So how do we figure this out? And honestly, the National Weather Service, they're not that helpful in the long run, especially for like immediate. I just needed to know, or get to somewhere by 6 p.m. because the tornadoes, if they're going to happen, they're going to happen at this hour. Most of the time it was 6 p.m. when they were going to hit. So we kind of watched Max and figured out, and thankfully we made it all the way home without having to deal with a tornado warning where we were. I will say though that like the night we spent in Indiana, the next day there was tornado warnings where we spent the night in Indiana. Same with Kansas, where we spent the night in Kansas, there was a tornado warning the next day in the area. So we were like scooting around all of the storms and did a really good job with it. So I've been gone. My store was on vacation mode. I turned my store back on, had some sales like right away, did pretty good with that on all my platforms. And then it's just really died down. And I've been really, like today, I woke up and I had 4 sales on Poshmark today. And I had a sale yesterday on Poshmark. And I'm thinking, I got more sales on Poshmark right now than eBay. Like, that's just crazy. Like, that almost never happens, that I have more sales on Poshmark than eBay. And the thing is eBay, I've been active on eBay. I've been listing. I hit that vintage store. If you haven't seen my haul video from last week, go watch it. It is 3 hours long. So put it on, like, double time, so you can just listen to me in my little squeaky rabbit voice and watch that and see what I picked up. I got some pretty cool things. So I've gotten all of that listed, and that all went on eBay first, and then I've been cross-posting to Mercari, Poshmark, and Depop. So I cross-post with Flip, F-L-Y-P. Sheesh, Tamara. Flip is how you spell it. If I remember, I'll leave a link down below, because I do have a referral link, so I'd love if you used my referral link. I think I get like a $10 Amazon gift card. I appreciate that. It is by far the cheapest cross-posting. It's $10 a month. It's set up a lot like Vendoo, if you use Vendoo, if you've ever used Vendoo, on the way that it works versus List Perfectly opening up all those tabs. It doesn't do that. But the thing with Vendu, I was watching, was it the Reseller Information Network? I think maybe on Tuesdays they do a video. One of them was showing Vendu and how you cross post and how easy it is and stuff. And I'm thinking, and then he was going through the fee structure, and I'm like, why? Why is anybody using Vendu when you can do like only 150 listings? If you want more, you got to pay more. And then you got to pay if you want to delist and relist. You got to pay if you want to import into there versus... So I list everything on eBay and then I import it into Flip for free, except for my $10 a month they pay, $9.99. I can import it, and then from there I take it in cross post. Well, while I was on vacation, they added Depop, and so I've been putting stuff on Depop, and I've had 2 sales on Depop already in 1 week, so I'm really excited about that. And so that's really helping. And there's so many people who don't cross post. And I'll tell you, it's free to list on Depop, it's free to list on Poshmark, it's free to list on Mercari. Mercari's free all around. Mercari, you pay no fees at all to even sell on Mercari. You can list for free, and you don't even have to pay a fee when you sell it. The buyers pay the fee, which is interesting. But it seems to still work for me, because I'm still getting, about the same amount of sales on Mercari than I did prior to their fee structure change. But yeah, my gosh, you guys, give it a shot if you're not cross-posting. I mean, everybody does their own business their own way, but when eBay is slow, those other platforms pick up the slowness for me. So it makes it better. I mean, I love it. I shouldn't say I love cross-posting. I don't love it. Nobody wants extra work. I wish I could just list everything on eBay and it's sold on eBay, but it doesn't. So the fact that I have the opportunity to be able to list on these other platforms, because we are in the year 2024 and it's not 1998 where pretty much eBay was the only person, well, Yahoo Auctions where it was around. It's just, there's other places to sell on now. So go where your buyers are. The fact that I have buyers buy things from me on Poshmark. What did I sell the other day? And I'm like, why are you paying $8 in shipping for this on Poshmark? Like, this is like a 2-ounce item. Like, go to another platform and it would be so much cheaper in the long run for you. But no, people are like, I shop on Poshmark, I sell on Poshmark, so I'm going to shop on it, or whatever. Or they see an ad for Poshmark and they end up on Poshmark. They search around for other stuff and they find your item and they buy it. They don't even think of going to eBay to see if it's cheaper there. They just buy it on Poshmark. So why would you not go where the buyers are? If you are like, I'm only going to sell on eBay, I don't care about the other platforms, I don't want to stretch myself too thin, then fine. But no, there are people who will never, ever, ever buy on eBay again. Ever. And there are so many people who have never even heard of eBay. You ask them what eBay is, ask a 23-year-old, what's eBay? I don't know. Ask them what Depop is. Oh yeah, that's where I can find some streetwear clothes or some whatever, right? So why, or a lot of women shop on Poshmark. Why not? Anyway, that's my rant on that. So today when I get home, while watching the tornadoes pop up in New England, I'm also going to be cross-posting some more stuff that I listed on eBay that I haven't had a chance yet before I had to leave to go to my daughter's to cross-post. So I'm going to work on that, and it makes me excited when I cross-post, because I just feel like I'm just opening the world up more to my products. So I'm going to do that. This week I have noticed, all right, so this is one of my problems with, and I think it's a problem, but I need to diagnose it and find out if it really is the issue. Lately, when I've sold a couple things, I haven't been able to find them. So I put in my custom SKU what tote my items are in. So something might say it's in G9. I go to G9 and it's not there. And I'm like, where are you? You gotta be somewhere else. So then I end up spending all this time searching. I did have to cancel an order last week for, I think it was a jacket, a fleece jacket that I couldn't find. And I know I had it. I looked, I had two of them, and I couldn't find where I sold it, but it wasn't where it was supposed to be. So I told my husband, because I've been encountering this a few times in the since we've been home from vacation. And I said to him, and he came down one day and was helping me look, and I said, I got to do inventory. Every January, I do an inventory of my eBay items. So I take tote A out, and I sort my custom SKU column on eBay, and I look on A, and I match up what's in tote A to what's on eBay, vice versa. Sometimes there are things that are in the tote that are no longer on eBay. They've disappeared. So then I can pull them out and I put them in a pile to rephotograph and relist. And then sometimes I will see something listed on eBay and I'll be like, oh shoot, I sold that. How did that get relisted? I don't know, right? Our ghost listings people talk about. Or I'm like, I sold that on Poshmark and I missed taking it down. That happens. There are times when I mess up. Not very often. I'm probably 99% on top of it, but that 1% can screw you up. So it gives me the opportunity to kind of catch those things, and I can revisit every listing. I can adjust, the pricing. I can see, you know what? That was not a really good photograph I took last time. I really should rephotograph that. So I will literally go right to my photograph table, take a picture, and change the photo and change that. So I did not do that this January. I took a cruise this January instead of doing what I should have been doing. I also was dealing with depression through the holidays with the loss of my mom and my first holidays without her, without my mom or my dad. And it kind of rolled into January. And I was really in that I don't give a rat's ass mood. Like, I just didn't care. So I ended up not ever doing my inventories. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, I really got to do inventory. Plus, I probably have, in the last week I've listed probably at least 100 items, and they have not been put into a tote yet. So I got to update my custom SKU with where they're going to go. So right now they're just sitting in IKEA bags or laundry baskets or something. So I need to take those and file them away, because I listed them. When we go camping, I go to community garage sales, and like, for instance, we didn't do it this time, but like this community garage sale I was just at yesterday, if we were camping, I would have been back at our campsite, and then all day today or yesterday, if it wasn't raining, I would have taken pictures outdoors of everything I bought. And where if you go in my store and look, I don't care about the white background anymore. That was a big thing. They said that that's what Google wanted. But now eBay is like, oh, now you can take a picture of your basketball and you could put it on a basketball court. You could take a whatever, like they're telling you, you can take a pillow, a picture of a couch pillow, and we'll take it and put it on a couch for you. So they're doing more like lifestyle photos and stuff like that. And I'm like, screw you and your white background then, because you used to be all about the white background, but now it doesn't seem like you are. And more when I look at solds for comping stuff, I am seeing more and more sold items. And I had these vintage shirts, and some of the pictures, they just weren't, they're, hanging up on somewhere, like whatever. Like, they weren't nicely put down and whatever. So I said, to me, getting them listed is number one. So if I can put them on a picnic table with the St. Lawrence Seaway in the background, this is what I did a couple weekends ago. I took the pictures. I sold a camera like that. I sold that Garmin GPS unit like that. So I just sat there taking pictures and listing on my phone at the campground. That way when I got home, everything was already listed. That has been what I want for the last couple years, or maybe 3 or 4 years, has been to whatever I buy at garage sales, I want listed before the next Friday's garage sales. So that's been my thing, and it's been working out pretty good. Although this pack, I told my sister-in-law today, this haul I got, it's not going to be going. Oh, there's I think that's the backpack right there. You see that little redness? That's that's that coyote frame backpack. So I said I'm not going to get any of this stuff listed until I do my inventory this week. So that is my plan. All week I will be in the office and I will be inventorying and filing and just organizing and getting everything back into better shape than it is right now, because it is just a clutter mess right now. And you know, I did so this winter. I cleaned up my office, I rearranged some stuff, and it was looking really good, and now it's just all cluttered again. So I gotta focus and get that back into shape. I don't know if it's gonna rain. I was just literally gonna look for my phone to see if it's gonna rain. I'm on my last stretch. I'm almost home. I'll be home in 2 minutes. I don't know if it's gonna rain this week, but if it does, that's good. If it's really gonna be hot again this week, which last week it was in the 90s, it's too hot downstairs. That's why I took pictures on my dining room table. Again, I don't care if it's a white background. It's not in my photo booth. It's not whatever. It's on my dining room table. That's what it was. Yeah, so that's what I'm up to. What you guys doing? What are you up to? I haven't talked to you guys in so long, except for the video the other day. I had a few of you stopped in, which I appreciated you when you saw that I was live. You were like, hey, what's Tamara up to? What is she showing? Let's click and see. I appreciated that. And I appreciate those who stay to the end of my Travel Time Chit Chats and watch this. I am at 42 minutes here almost. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys, and I miss you. I really want to start doing lives again, because I miss you guys. I miss chatting with some of you, like, not some of you. Obviously, I enjoy chatting with all of you, but some of you have been around my channel for a very long time, and I do miss that. And my brother is still here, so I get to see him. So I went to his house, and he came to my house. So that's pretty cool. So that probably means my nephew might, no, maybe not. My nephew's probably not here. I don't see another car, and I don't think there's room for everybody in the truck. So, all right, I'm going to let you guys go. Hey, please like this video. Subscribe if you made it all the way to the end and you're new to my channel. And leave a comment. A comment helps the algorithm. Just a happy face or a flower or a rainbow. It is June Pride Month. So I'll talk to you later. Bye.